Good Monday morning. It's 8 a.m. on the East Coast. I'm your host, BKP, live here in Ellijay, Georgia. Little rainy this morning. Whoa! Josh, I just looked down and my clock says it's 9. Somebody did not set my clock back. I will be confused all morning. You know, with me, it's the little things. But I am glad to be here this Monday morning. I want to say welcome to all of our new viewers. And I know we have new viewers out there because we had an amazing weekend, especially this Saturday, as Team FYN Sports, FYNTV.com, broadcast the Mountain Football League Super Bowl. Thousands were tuned in. Yes, from California, Colorado, viewers all over. And so we want to welcome our new viewers this morning that may be coming back to FYNTV.com to say, what in the world does this guy say on Monday mornings? Well, you'll find out. Let's tell them how to get in touch with us, Josh. If you ever want to get in touch with the show, that is 706-889-9700, chief@fetchernews.com. Those are all of our social media ways to follow us. So let's get started on elections. One more day. Tomorrow, the polls will be open at 7 a.m. in the morning, and we will go, the polls close at 7, 7:30, 8, 8:30. It depends on what state you're in the big, massive U.S. of A. Are you ready for this to be over? We have, what's it like to go to a Trump rally? Now, today is the day I want to make my predictions. And I have waited up till now because I just wanted to keep rolling some things around. You know the old joke, the marbles that roll around up here. I wanted those to keep just rolling around and rolling around until I felt good to say it on camera. Because, hey, I lead the league on going out on a limb. I'll go out on a limb. My problem is every once in a while, just a little too far it snaps. But I'm going to do it today. I'm going to do it on video. And I'm going to tell you what I think of the House, Senate, my upset pick, all the above. Now, so we're going to do that. It is the last day we have to listen to, very last day we have to listen to. Let me pull up all of my pictures. Josh is moving right along. I got a lot of stuff to work with today. So my question to you, Josh, if you have it, okay, I would like number 39. Now, I probably know the answer, okay? All right. Do you have 37? All right. 39, 37 is the ones I would like to have. So we're going to work through everything. What's it mean? The numbers at the Trump rallies, okay? What does that mean, that many the numbers at the Trump rally? I watched Macon, Georgia. I did not go. Some people are wondering why I did not go to Macon, Georgia. Some people are kind of caught off guard that I did not travel down to Macon. Macon is about 3.5 hours from the house. So many of you, all right, there we go. That's a shock right there, Josh. You have to say I have it ready. Those two people you just can't put on the screen. Oh my gosh. I don't know what Josh's trying to do to me this morning. There you go. We only have one more day. Just one more day, folks, left for the DNC campaign networks. These are campaign networks, MSNBC and CNN, to lie to the American people with their blue wave agenda. We only have one more day. These two right here, CNN, to lie to the American people about their blue wave agenda. They are in overtime mode. Watched both of them this morning. They have decided to yell racism, Charlottesville, and pre-existing conditions. They've come down to about three things, topics that they're just going to yell over and over until tomorrow morning, hoping that Charlottesville, racism, and pre-existing conditions will stop you from going and making a tragic mistake, according to them, and voting Republican. But it will not work. So, which one? The other one? Yes, let's go, let's go, let's go. There they are, the sourpusses. There you go, Josh. That's America's couple right there. Always looking for the sky to fall. Yes, the sourpuss is only one more day for them to cry. Now, the Trump rallies. Let's go there. Get the sourpusses off the screen. At 8:30 this morning, my guest will be Georgia State Senator Steve Gooch. Okay, now, State Senator Steve Gooch, that would be the guy with his hand in the air. I don't know if he's asking the President of the United States to pick him to run with him as vice president, just joking around there. But that is President Donald Trump last night in Macon, Georgia, and behind there is State Senator Steve Gooch. He's going to be our guest at 8:30. We're going to talk to him about what is the truth. You know, the media won't tell us the truth on the numbers, how many were there. I've got some numbers that have been given to me by some people that attended that asked people in authority like the Macon County Airport Authority and got some numbers from them. But we're going to talk to Georgia State Senator Steve Gooch about the state of the election in Georgia and what it's like to be at a Trump rally. So he'll be our guest at 8:30. What is it like to be at a Trump rally? What do the numbers mean? Now, my shock prediction for tomorrow, let me get it out of the way. Some people hold this to the end and tease and tease and tease, but I said I would be shocked if this person won. Give me that Manchin Morrisey picture. I said I would be shocked if Patrick Morrisey beat Joe Manchin. And it's like playing the lottery and you got to pick the wild card number. I'm going with Patrick Morrisey. Trump was in Huntington, West Virginia the other night, and I know he goes to Huntington because when you go to Huntington, you get that Ohio market. All right, you get that Ohio market, you get some Pennsylvania market there, and you get big Ohio market, you get some Kentucky market, but at the same time, he was in Huntington, West Virginia. Two things happen here that I want to go way out on the limb, and I'm going to start the show so far out on the limb. Maybe Patrick Morrisey wins, and only if you know West Virginia do you realize what a big prediction that is. I said I would be shocked if he wins, but I'm going with it. Patrick Morrisey, I picked for West Virginia to win the Senate. I pick him to be early enough tomorrow night that sadness will fill all of the halls and the rooms of the Democrats. Because trust me, if Morrisey pulls off a win and it's pretty early in the evening, that will have your NBC, ABC, MSNBC, your Lion Brian Williams. It'll have all of them crying. They will be tears, and it won't be of joy. Second on this, and I'll move along, okay? Second on this, and I'll move along, is if Joe Manchin wins, he becomes a Republican. The Senate will be so strong Republican. After tomorrow, Joe Manchin will become a Republican. And the last prediction there, I know nothing. Just let's throw it out. Georgia Senator David Perdue will talk Joe into coming over. Perdue likes Joe. I know he does. And he's going to talk him into coming over if he wins. Morrisey for the shocker. Manchin comes over to Republican because Republican Senate will be so strong. 57, 58, yes. Watch and see tomorrow. The red wave is in, and that's my numbers. Okay, now, one more I want to get out of the way because I am not being negative. It's my promise. I'm not being negative. But yesterday in Macon, let me get this behind us. There was a representative. Now, Trump ran through so many of the representatives' names that were there, and he said, hey, you know, these Georgia representatives, they need no help. They're fine, but I said, hey, I want to help them anyway. So he read off a list of names, but here is one Georgia representative. He did not read off the name, and that is Georgia 6th District Karen Handel. Put that picture up. He did not read that off. Now, Handel is running against Sally Macbeth. I think that's her name, right? I think it's her name. It's Macbeth. Lucy, not Sally. That's out in Arizona. Lucy Macbeth, okay? Karen Handel is running against Lucy Macbeth. And the poll from yesterday that came out, the New York Times Siena poll, has Macbeth up 46, Handel 44. So Macbeth shows a 2-point lead there in the Georgia 6th District, according to the polls. We're going to talk about polls today. All right, but that is one name Trump did not read off yesterday, the 6th District there for Karen Handel. Remember, Karen Handel won that district just about a year ago against Jon Ossoff, and the 6th District of Georgia became the most expensive congressional race in the United States history ever, that 6th District. And here, Handel, this is not Jon Ossoff, and the money's not as big in this race as last time. And Karen Handel is now, Macbeth is a carpetbagger, just like that. She has a homestead there in the 6th District, but she does not live there. I don't know what it is with the candidates of the 6th District outside of Karen Handel thinking, hey, I'll go into the 6th and run. I just don't want to live there. I understand her residence is out of state, even in Tennessee. I don't know all the details, but I do know that's one of the races that the president did not mention. But even though they call it suburban, you know, white women Republicans that will switch over and vote for Stacey Abrams, which I do not believe will happen. I think, although Trump did not announce Karen Handel's name, just Trump's enthusiasm and Brian Kemp on the ballot, Karen Handel will win. But that one's going to be tight in the 6th District. Now, let's get to polling numbers. All right. Yes, wait a minute. Before we go any further, yes, I understand, okay? You're not talking about Kemp's office opens investigation into Georgia Democrats for possible cybercrime. Yeah, I know, but I'm not talking about it. I'm talking about the election itself tomorrow. Today, we are making predictions. We are looking at here on this show what we think will happen tomorrow in Georgia, and then the tea leaves are outside of Georgia. We're going to try our best to look at national elections also. But Kemp's office opens investigation into Georgia Democrats for possible cyber crimes. And that is on the New York Times, Washington Post, you name it, it's out there. And they're upset about it this morning. But they even called it, and I'm going to give it to you, Eugene Robinson on MSNBC. I'm going to give you one, a blast from the past, that probably many of you will not recognize the name or know why Eugene Robinson on MSNBC said it. But they talked about it on MSNBC this morning. Let's see which one that is. Hang tight here. I got it. Let's see. You got, it's way down there. You wouldn't happen to have number 48, would you? If you don't have it, that's the one I would. All right, 48 is the one I want. But Eugene Robinson brought up this morning on MSNBC, he called Kemp's office, he said it is Frank Rizzo politics. Whoa, Frank Rizzo politics. Oh, I need my glasses. I hope I didn't forget them. They're somewhere. What's that say on there? Can you read it for the audience? Because I can't see it. New York Times headline.
It says, Brian Kemp's office, without citing evidence, investigates Georgia Democrats over alleged hack.
No evidence over alleged hack, but that is what is on MSNBC, and they call it Frank Rizzo-style politics. That's some kneecap busting of Frank Rizzo, the former mayor of Philadelphia, Republican mayor, okay? I always said Frank Rizzo was a little rough. You know, it was really, I won't get stuck here, but I actually kept up with Frank Rizzo's races back in the late 70s and early 80s for mayor of Philadelphia. And I'll never forget the voters, okay? And at this time, I worked with about 6 black construction workers. This is a true story. I worked with about 6 black construction workers in Philadelphia, 1984, maybe, I don't know, somewhere around there, early 80s. But anyhow, the last time Frank Rizzo ran for mayor, and I asked these guys, are you going to vote? Now, these are black construction workers in the city of Philadelphia. Are you going to vote for Republican Frank Rizzo? And they looked at me and said, you know what? Frank may be a little shady. He may be a little crooked. There may be a little something going on with Frank. But I'll tell you what, when he's mayor, we got a job. I don't know. They said when he's mayor, we always had a job. So I don't know. Trump, you might not like what he says. You might not like the way he goes about it. You might wish that he would go about it a different way. But you know what? With him as president, you got a job. Wages are going up, and you don't feel so bad. Gas is $2.58 a gallon somewhere. There you go. So anyhow, so I'm not going to talk about that or get stuck on that. I'm going to talk about the polls. All right? So first of all, early voting. Let's go into early voting. Let's do that one first. So let's go to number 1. Now, this is a big number, and this is something I make a prediction on also. It says, this is Target Smart, turnout among 18 to 29-year-olds compared to 2014. Already in early voting, all right? So they're looking at your millennials in early voting, 18 to 29-year-olds compared to 2014. Arizona is up 186%. Florida is up 111%. Georgia, 362%. Michigan, 164%. Nevada, 409%. Tennessee, 663%. Texas, 447%. Okay? Now, I'm going to make a prediction that's not... I'm going to tell you what I think what you're seeing here that is not scientific, just my opinion. This is just the bottom line. At my age, I do not early vote. I don't believe in early voting. I do not have a problem that you early vote. The state said you can. You go do it, whether I agree or not. But I will vote tomorrow. I will go to Cherry Log, Georgia, and I will cast my ballot tomorrow morning at 10:12, right after the show. Because that'll be the last thing I say tomorrow is, hey, I got to run vote. I'll see you Wednesday. So anyhow, what I see here is people have become more comfortable. Now, we did some great articles. If you go to FetcherNews.com, Gilmer County, Fannin County, Lumpkin County, you start looking around Towns County, go to all those counties. We did some great articles on early voting this weekend. How many, what the percent is up, and what it may show in the rural counties to be a plus for Brian Kemp. But what I feel with this number here is, you know, there was a time when people had fear, in my age, of online purchases. Yeah, there was a time when people said, you know, Sears will always be there because people will want to go to the store and get their cotton dockers right off the rack. No, we have switched. I, for one, really didn't think that people would buy clothes. You might buy, you might buy a computer. I don't know. You might buy some other products offline, but clothes, no. But yes, it is switched just in the last 10 years. Cyber Monday, and when you start seeing the numbers of online holiday shopping over the last 10 years, is a comfort or a convenience that we now accept. That's all it is with early voting. That's it. And especially the 18 to 29-year-olds, okay, compared to 2014. For me, my opinion on this poll, yes, it's astronomical. But that doesn't mean there's going to be a big dash to get in line tomorrow. These people want to beat the line. They leave at lunch. They run over there at 2. They got a break. Okay? They go at times when they think they can get in and out. They don't believe, this generation does not believe in election day. It's changed. They don't believe in election day. They're okay with going on Saturday. They're okay with going early voting. I mean, they would be okay with online voting in the future. This generation, 18 to 29, does not believe in election day, is my opinion. I'm not this impressed because MSNBC this morning come right out of the box with Democrats have to hope that this age group does not stay home. And in order for a win, some people may be out there, Republicans, shaking a little bit saying, oh my God, look at the up numbers in the 18 to 29-year-old. I'm just going to tell you, they're not standing in line tomorrow. The numbers for the 18 to 29 on election day will drop drastically. All this is my opinion. This is the age group that says, hey, we don't believe in election day. If we're going to go vote, we're going to go vote. So now voting's not up in youth. The amount of early voting is up this amount. Young people don't believe in election day. That is BKP's opinion. Okay? Here are the early voting numbers nationally right now. What we see, let's go to number 6. Okay? Here are the early voting numbers on number 6. 34,789,998. That's how many have cast their votes early. Florida, you can see 4,390,170. Georgia, 2,075,801. Texas, 5,808,588. And Tennessee, 1,366,135. That is your early votes for 4 states, target states that they're looking at today. Again, people are comfortable with early voting. Now, all the signs say, I do not agree with all the signs saying, even Nate Silverman, okay? He can't predict. I watched him yesterday on ABC. Keep in mind, these pollsters, they're funded through big corporate networks. ABC funds the 53792, whatever project he is. They fund that. Nate Silverman is funded, okay? So don't get confused. He was on ABC, George Stephanopoulos yesterday. They cannot pick. We'll talk about polls and why I think they're wrong later in the show, but this is all we're doing all morning long, okay? So early and absentee votes, I just believe this shows. I'm going to tell you, let's say this, 65 and older. A lot of them are early voting. Don't take it wrong. They got nothing else to do in the afternoon, all right? They stop by the deli, get some soup, some crackers. What do you want to do this afternoon, Marge? Hey, well, let's go buy a vote. Go buy a vote. We'll say hello, walk to the courthouse, and then we'll vote real quick, right? Just saying. Don't get mad at me. It's a little fun. But the people that were concerned 10 years ago about early voting have made up their mind. They do make up their mind. They don't wait for a last-minute 30-second ad that just yells Charlottesville over and over. They don't wait for Michael Bloomberg to put $2 million into a campaign and say, hey, you know what? We need to vote Democrat, and here's the reason why. They vote early now. And again, although I do not, okay? You know, it's like the kids used to say, Dad, you're the only one that doesn't do it anymore, you know, that doesn't do it. Everybody else is doing it, Dad, but you. Well, this is one of those things. Dad's just not doing it until Election Day. But that being said, these are the early votes. Americans are just getting comfortable with it more and more, just like online shopping, they go vote. So that's my opinion. We're going to, let's see what I have here. Let's see what we have here. One more. I'm going to go one more. I want to go with one more. And let me go with one more. I have one more. Josh, give me number 10 before we go to break. Okay? Now, this is the polls. We're going to talk about polls after our guest. But this is what you're going to be sold all day long by the corporate media, ABC and CBS and MSNBC. Democrats now are at 52, Republicans 54 in a generic congressional ballot. You're going to hear Democrats have the edge, period. Do we have our caller? Huh? Okay. We'll wait for our caller to call back. Maybe rang twice and hung up. Maybe he wasn't ready yet. I said 9:20. All right. That's what you're going to hear. Is Democrats have an edge. Let me see which one it is here. Let's see. Let me tell you this before we go to the rally numbers, or before we go to our guest. 30,000 in Macon, okay? Now I'm getting people telling me 62,000. My understanding is I'm not going to dispute numbers with my friends this morning, but my understanding is 62,000 is who clicked online and printed out tickets. 62,000. I understand thousands, by security reasons, were not able to get into this hangar. Thousands. But I understand within the area where Trump spoke yesterday in Macon, 30,000. Okay? So I think our guest is just called. 30,000 in Macon, 12,000 in Chattanooga, Tennessee. That's 42,000 in one day, okay? So we're going to take a brief break, and when we return, we'll have State Senator Steve Gooch on the line with us, Georgia State Senator Steve Gooch. He was behind the president at that rally yesterday in Macon, and we're going to talk to him about Georgia politics, how he feels the GOP is going to do, and also how electric and that rally was with the president yesterday. I'm going to take a brief break. We're going to be doing this all morning long. We'll be back right after these messages with State Senator Steve Gooch. Take us to break.